Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Craig Stern with IndieRPGs.com, and another exciting episode of IndieRPGs.com checks out. Today we're going to be taking a look at, oh yes, you guessed it, Unrest. A new title from Polydactyl Games, Pyrodactyl Games. I haven't gotten enough sleep, so I apologize if I say stupid things, like getting the complete wrong name of the developer. My bad. So anyway, here are your basic options. You can toggle the volume on the music and effects. There are some graphics options, which is interesting considering it's a 2D game. And you can customize the keyboard, which is cool. You can play with a controller, which is also cool. Apparently there's support for mods, although there aren't any just yet. Unrest is currently in late beta. This game will be releasing in about 2 weeks. So we're getting a very, very late stage early look at this thing before its release. Let's go ahead and check it out and see what it's all about. Alright, Myth. Time can twist to aid those touched by destiny, multiple saves allowed. And Mortal. Those untouched by destiny must live with their decisions. Iron Man mode. We're gonna play Myth, because I haven't played this game yet, and I have no idea how difficult it is. You are Asha, sole heir to the throne of Bimra, 12 years old. Bimra, a city built by your ancestors, has stood for almost 2 centuries. At its prime, Bimra was a sight to behold, a prosperous center of trade and an example to the other kingdoms. However, those days are long gone. It has been many months since the rainfall, and the earth is dry as bone. There's not enough food to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate. Today, Asha's parents hope to reverse Bimra's troubles. They are poised to make the decision that will redeem them in the public's eye, or condemn them. Let's look at our traits. Asha is a princess, the daughter of the royal family of Bimra, and she's naive. She's never left the palace. That's cool. Let's go talk to Palace Guard. Good morning, my sovereign. Who's this guy? Avinash. Asha, I know it's scary out there, but you're the princess. The people need to know their princess is there for them on big, important days like this. It's not that scary. I've seen angry mobs before. The people don't want to see me. Every time they do, they yell. I don't like it. Can't I be there for them in here? Or can't we just have the treaty signed in here? Oh, I see. So, if you look up here, it's gonna say, that's the brave response, that's the surly response, and that's the rebellious response. And it looks like we have little meters to show how this person feels about it. So he's friendly. He's critical of us in terms of his respect. And he's not concerned about us as far as his fear level goes. Your father's brother Avinash travels abroad frequently. He is a keen student of history and has taken it upon himself to teach you. Okay, so Avinash is our uncle. That's interesting. Apparently, that's like an option. You can just click this to open your journal with certain people you talk to and find out more about them. That's cool. I really like this conversation system. It reminds me a little bit of some of the innovative stuff that Pyrodactyl did in its last game, the Atypical RPG. I ultimately didn't care for the Atypical RPG for a number of reasons that aren't really important to go into here, but I did like some of the ideas they had with their conversation system, and I'm glad to see that that made its way into this, because I think that has a lot of promise. Anyway, blah blah blah, people need to know their princess is there for them on big, important days like this. Meh, it's not that scary, I've seen angry mobs before. I know you have. You understand the mobs aren't your parents' fault, right? Your parents can't control the droughts or the famines, and they can't give homes to everyone in the slums. I think even the mobs understand that deep down. We could have a bitter response. Everyone sure acts like it's our fault. We could have a critical response. But they're signing a treaty. People don't like the treaty, so isn't that their fault? Or we could have an understanding response. No, I know. Mama and Papa already explained everything. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the critical response. For now, but your parents aren't signing this treaty lightly. They know it will make our fortunes better in the long term, and when things get better, people will remember why. Then they'll know to give your parents the credit they deserve for all their hard work and dedication. There's a reason your father's bloodline and your mother's have been rulers for so long. They were born to do so, just as you are. I don't really know why the slums don't like the treaty, who can say? But I reviewed the facts with your parents, and I agree that the Naga Empire's trade network will be the best thing that ever happened to Bimra. Even Vijay agrees, and he's been advising against the whole venture for months. You and your parents will make things better, Asha. It's your blood right. Now, you've responsibilities to face. Okay. So, in case it hasn't been made apparent to you yet, this takes place in ancient India, which is kind of an interesting place to set an RPG. I'm curious to see how this expands. Vijay says, "There you are, the ambassadors will be here soon. You won't have time to go out and greet them, but these soldiers will protect you while you address the mobs outside. Nothing formal, just wave and tell them we care about them. If they know we're listening, they won't be quite as angry." But we're not listening, we're signing the treaty anyway. I don't think this sounds very safe. I understand. I'm just gonna go with I understand. You won't have to leave the courtyard's wall tops, I promise you. Just go up there and tell people it will all be okay. Vijay, do you think this treaty's a good idea? That's a complicated question. I do think the treaty's a good idea. I think it can help Bimra a lot. But I'm also afraid we're not going to use the treaty as well as we could, and I think that's part of why people don't like it. And they're afraid of the Naga, and that's another part. I just wish your parents would take the people's reaction more to heart. Let's learn more about Vijay. Our father's constant advisor. He's far grimmer than our father, and lately doesn't seem to get enough sleep. Okay. Don't stray from the guards, and when the ambassadors do arrive, you can show them the greeting you learned in their language. I bet they'll be very impressed. We want them to be impressed, don't we? I don't know. Nobody really explains anything to me. Even you don't. I guess. Yes. Yeah, I'm going with I guess. You guess? Well, that will have to do. You'll understand when you're older, and with luck, you'll remember today for a long time. Hey, Palsguard. It is an honor indeed. Because I am so great. Let's be honest. This one doesn't want to talk to me at all. How about this guy? You got anything to say, buddy? Nope. Alright, let's get on the balcony. Let's do this. Whoa. Who's this guy? You are Chitra, Chief Ambassador to the Naga Empire, 56. Bimra has allowed its long-standing animosity towards your empire, its long-standing animosity towards your empire because its fortunes are dire. The failure of the monsoon has left Bimra's harvests weak, and its people desperate. As a peace offering, they took refugees from empire colonies into their own city's slums. Now they offer trade, goods for food. The Naga Empire can use such a trade, and the opportunity to send over more immigrants from its own overpopulated professional classes. They've sent you to hammer out the terms. A last job before you retire. But from the riots when you arrived, it seems not everyone is in favor of the deal. Chitra's a diligent mentor to Ria. She'll be almost as good as her teacher someday. This is not Chitra's first negotiation. And, okay, Ria's mentor. Got it. Ria says, in Naga,
I feel like I'm going to be sick. Where are their leaders? They were supposed to be here already.
Let's learn about Ria. Ria's training to be you, and has therefore found the most qualified teacher. She's nervous and not amazingly gifted, but she pays attention, and she learns from what you tell her. Nothing is simple in politics, just keep your head straight. You see this tactic all the time, they're pretending they control the situation. Ria, switch to their language, don't make them paranoid. Yeah, we're teaching her. I think we're going to tell her about this. You see this tactic all the time, they're pretending they control the situation.
What? So their farms are rioting, their fields are drying up, their city is bursting with sick and angry slum dwellers, and they think they can control trade negotiations with our empire by being late.
And you're about to see how well that works. If I had to guess, I'd say that's what's happening, yes. You're getting angry. Don't get angry. We're gonna go with cold. And you're about to see how well that works.
I'm putting a lot of faith in your confidence. Very well then, what do we do while we wait? Talk with the other, lesser humans?
We could be encouraging. Correct. And remember to make friends. A friend of yours becomes a friend of the Empire. We could be calm, go around and show them crisp politeness. Impress them with your grace. Or we could be stern, and make them respect us, yes. And maybe fear us, just a little. Well, as Craig Stern, I feel like I'm obligated to pick the Stern option, so that's what I'm doing here.
I will regroup with you when the royals arrive.
Okay, so we got a couple... So there's a Naga bodyguard. It's cool.
Everything here is so small, like a beautiful thing. Like a beautiful toy. Ah, there we go.
Man, these snake people are pretty sweet looking. I am a fan of the Naga. So obviously this is not a super historically accurate version of ancient India, but it's still pretty cool. I approve. Let's talk to Dinesh here.
I got a good look at the way the slums are situated on my way in. Technically, they don't occupy any of what's considered Bimra's traditional footing. There's no real right or wrong answer, but I think it could be argued that they aren't subject to Bimra's laws. They certainly don't seem very interested in enforcing much order out there.
Well, we could be stern again. That's less than satisfactory. We've got refugees out there. They deserve some protection. We could be calm. It's fair. The slums don't really matter one way or the other to either of our political interests. Or we can be insidious. An unregulated slum on the outskirts of a weakened city. That sounds dangerous. Let's be calm. The slums don't really matter one way or the other to either of our political interests.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. The people here seem terrified of a possible slum uprising, and there seems to be precious little pacifying them. I'm sure Bimra has some sort of plan in place, but somehow I doubt it's one with the slum's best interests in mind. Good luck today.
Dinesh is an experienced magistrate in the Naga Kingdom, here to advise on legal matters. Okay, good to know. So we've got Ria, Chitra, Dinesh, a random craftsman, Adil, Madhu, a servant, and a palace guard. Naga citizens, huh? Gonna take some getting used to. Let's wander up this way and see if we can find something interesting. Warm greetings, my name is Kanika, and I am priestess and advisor to the royal family. I have been asked to offer you apologies for their lateness. Let's see, Kanika, an experienced magistrate in the... What? Oh, it's not showing me Kanika. I guess she's not a person I need to know about. We could be polite, not at all I understand. Stiff, we will remain patient. Or stern, I would know the reason. I'm stern, I would know the reason. The royals are reconferring with one of their advisors. There is a fundamental disagreement, which they are hoping to resolve. I'm sorry, I was under the impression your king and queen were absolute rulers. Could be polite, of course. Or it could be stiff. Let's be polite. Of course. I have to admit, I'm a little more comfortable with face-to-face talks than formal political meetings. If you're finished with all your other business here, I'd like to talk with you about a few things before the treaty signing is underway. Then let's talk. I know there were angry mobs when you entered. There's a young priest in the temple district, a man named Ronvir, who brings bread to the starving slum dwellers. Apparently he's been claiming that the Naga refugees in our slums are responsible for Bimra's continued misfortunes, as though you caused the drought just by being here. He's a lunatic, and we'll bring him to heel. But he's not the root of the problem. You already don't like us, do you? I appreciate the effort. This is troubling, for our refugees, and for the immigrants who will be arriving within the month. We're going to be stern. We are taking steps. We've hired a mercenary captain and his company to provide a permanent defensive perimeter around the slums, and prevent anyone from crossing over into the city proper, where... I see the guards signaling. You could go and start negotiations now. Okay. Guess we're gonna be heading back over this way. I like the movement animation for this guy. It's pretty awesome. Who's Kallian? Have you been long in the city? As long as you know to give the slums a wide berth, there are many fine things to see here. A walk might be in order after the treaty's signed, yes? I'm sure there will be much to do, but perhaps it can be arranged. Oh, I don't walk. Haven't got the legs for it. That's funny. I don't think so. I'm here primarily for business. I'm going to go with the joke. Aha! In all seriousness, I'd be pleased to give you the tour. Don't worry about the slums. I have an excellent armed guard. Don't trust the city plotters. They've never seen anything outside a drill. And in all seriousness, I'd be pleased to. If we have time, naturally. Business takes priority. That seems like an unusually direct thing to say to an ambassador. Yeah, let's go with diplomatic. There won't be that much to do. How much hard negotiating do you really expect? We have a few resources we can't use, and you've got the food we need to keep ourselves alive. All you have to do is go in there and throw that in their faces, and they'll give you whatever you want. Or whatever they want, or go down in history as the royals that doomed us all. I doubt it will be that straightforward. Probably, but I expect a lot of overhead. You understand. I beg your pardon, but what exactly is this? Why not be frank about things? I have great respect for the Naga Empire. I want them to respect us. I know you wouldn't have come out here if you were blind to our Empire's weaknesses. So why not get that point out into the open and move on to more pressing matters? Are those matters concerning your city or your own interests? The city's interests are my interests. The reverse is true as well. Just remember that whatever we grant you today, Bimra will always have more to offer. Good luck in there. Oh! Pfft. Wow! They are right behind her. Wow. Well, now I feel stupid. Alright, well there's the king, there's the queen, and there's VJ. Let's go ahead and talk to them. My apologies to both of you for the wait. It's been a long week. I had assumed. Of course. Not at all, great king. Oh, I won't do that. Are you kidding me? These people can suck it. The Naga Empire is not going to act effusive to them. We'll be formal, of course. Right, since we're already running late, we'll just have to skip the fun parts. No introduction, chatting, food tasting, any of the stuff that makes you want to get up in the morning and actually sign one of these things. Whatever suits you. With apologies, signing the treaty is exactly why I got up in the morning. That is the best part, yes. Right you are. Now, where would you like to begin? I leave that much up to you. We are here to discuss the terms of the contract, so we will settle that first. The contract can wait. Let's talk about the angry mob that greeted us. Let's start with the contract. That's really the most important part. You'll be pleased to know that most of what you offered, we're prepared to accept outright. We're not going to haggle over the trade routes and schedules you prepared. Our only concern regards your immigrants. 100 merchants, craftsmen, and skilled laborers over the next month. What seems to be the problem? I know, it's rather a lot, but you'll benefit in the long term. There are no more negotiable. Those are no more negotiable than the trade routes. 100 merchants, craftsmen, and skilled labor. Yeah, what seems to be the problem? We understand the needs of the Naga Empire. Bimra's slums are a constant reminder of how poor environments can jeopardize honest tradesmen. But that's the first problem here. We can't guarantee your skilled workers will find employment in the city, not when so many of our own have been rendered destitute. As royalty, I should certainly hope you can guarantee it. Our trade will make your city, and our merchants here, rich. The economy will be restored. I understand your reservations. I won't hold you accountable for the results, only the implementation. A fair point. Perhaps the number can be lowered. Yeah, screw that. We're not giving these lousy humans any breaks. I say let's be vague. What exactly does that... I understand what she means. Take the deal. Alright, fine. It will have to do. We had meant to talk to you about the unfortunate anti-Naga sentiment in some parts of this city. We really do not believe it constitutes a threat. After all, the Naga refugees remaining in our slums have lived free of harm for months. I trust that you have things under control. How are you addressing the situation? Or, it is easy for you to say it's not a threat. I remain unconvinced. Let's go with straightforward. How are you addressing the situation? We aren't sure exactly what the roots of the discontent are. Ignorance, I suppose. Unjustified fear of Naga. But we know that the mob was the work of one priest, Ranveer. Perhaps Kanika has already told you about him. A lot of people listen to him. Why? We'll never know. Vijay has been speaking with him personally. Wait a minute, Ranveer. That wasn't the guy I was talking to, was it? And what has he learned? Ranveer is unusual. He claims that Banka Mundi, whom his temple serves, has sent him a vision of how to end the drought and bring prosperity to the slums. It involves many things, but the key point is that we should shun your empire. He was not responsive to most of my attempts at negotiation. What was he responsive to? I see. So he has a problem needing a solution. Perhaps I should meet with him. Ooh, nah. What was he responsive to? Nothing that is currently viable, so we will need to deal with him another way. He can't be bought, I promise you. It sounds like exile is called for. So why not have him put to death for inciting a mob? Perhaps something less direct. Turn his followers against him, maybe? Yeah, we're the royalty. We can execute people willy-nilly. It's not like this is a modern democracy. And/or a place where a modern democracy has free reign to use drones. Why not put him to death for inciting a mob? No, absolutely not. I won't execute a priest, particularly not one with a large following. I don't see why not. He's engaged in treason. I understand your reluctance, but he jeopardizes our alliance. I can't ask you to do anything against your city's principles. Let's try this tack. Let's see if being stern gets us anywhere. Believe me, I understand your concerns. Direct action really could have made a difference not too long ago. As of now, denouncing the man and severely inconveniencing him are all we can really do. I suppose his sun will set when prosperity rises. Then do that. We require that you take this matter very seriously. Frankly, that is not good enough. Direct action is required. Yeah, you know, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if the rioters see this guy as like a leader against the Naga, and this guy is suddenly executed after the Naga meet with the king, that could actually end up looking really bad and cause open revolt. Let's not do that. We require you to take this matter very seriously. Let's just be stern for now. We do. That much I can promise you. I suppose there's just one more thing then, isn't there? Vijay, this was your idea. Do you want to explain it? You may have already heard that much of our profits from this trade exchange will go towards retaining the services of a mercenary company. They will provide a barrier between the city proper and the slums. With luck, they'll eventually be able to keep peace in the slums. A sensible proposition. I wouldn't trust mercenaries with so crucial a task. And how exactly does this concern us? The Naga immigrants will not be easy to house. We will need to clear out areas of the slums to provide housing for them, as well as some of our own city dwellers. Obviously, this means that these mercenaries are in your interest as well as ours, which is why we wanted to show you their effectiveness personally. Wait a minute. There's only going to be 100 Naga. How many people need to be displaced? Good lord. It is long past time a representative of the Naga Empire met with your refugees in the slums. Currently, this is not possible. Therefore, I propose that once our mercenaries arrive, you, my wife, and myself venture out into the slums under the personal guard of these men. Naturally, you are at liberty to refuse. Not at all. I relish the opportunity. If you will go with me, then I see no reason to fear. This sounds unwise. Perhaps refugees could be brought here. Yeah, I think going out into the middle of that area, even under mercenary guard, just sounds like a bad idea. Let's not do that. It is important not only to meet with them, but to see their circumstances for yourself. If we are to maintain an honest relationship, this part seems crucial. I applaud your dedication to mutual trust. I will go. I'm afraid a return visit may not be possible. I will appoint another to go in my stead. No, I outright refuse. Let's appoint someone else. Understandable. Well, I suppose that our business for today is concluded. If you will give us a moment to confer with our scribes, we will draw up the final documents. A pleasure to do business. And now we're all the way back here, huh? I'm sorry, but the king and queen are discussing other important matters. You should return to your apprentice and enjoy the banquet. Let's try this. Yeah, there we go. Hasn't got the legs for it, indeed. And hey, there's Rhea, our apprentice.
What just happened? Not that I would have gone in your place, but aren't there consequences to refusing a royal invitation?
Probably, but none of them are being murdered by slum dwellers. Rhea, I'm retiring. This was the last outing for me. But I don't want it to be my final outing, if you follow. What consequences? Rhea, they're broken already. Bimra has no power to inflict consequences. Yeah, I'm going with this one. That's my main concern.
Today was unpleasant. Relentlessly unpleasant for reasons I'll be examining and re-examining weeks from now. I'm starting to reconsider everything we've accomplished here.
Relax. Regardless of what I've done, the trade agreement will still go through. Someone will go in my place, if that's what you're worried about. All the niceties will be observed. This was never about making lasting friends or enemies. It was about coming here and making peaceful contact. That's always step one. I'm gonna go with diplomatic.
That's not what I meant. I mean, I can't shake this feeling that nothing we just did matters. I feel like when they tell the story of Bimra and the Naga Empire 100 years from now, they'll spend a breath on what Chitra accomplished at the party, before moving onwards to the great, vast, and terrible inevitability. And I'm afraid neither of our peoples are doing anything to prevent it. I know, I'm sorry. Please, let's just gather the retinue together and go home.
Well, slow clap. I applaud the game for lampshading the fact that none of the choices that we made in this tutorial sequence will actually have consequences later in the game. That was cute. The deal was signed later that night. 2 months later, a Naga representative would venture out with the royal family, the court spy, Vijay, and a contingent of the Captain Shyam's mercenaries to serve as bodyguards. Only Vijay and the mercenaries would return. Oh shit. Acting in the chaos, Vijay gathered support from the nobles to form a temporary ruling council with him at the head. Shyam was charged with keeping further riots at bay. Unruly outlying farms would be managed by the recently widowed noblewoman Lakshmi. Ranveer would represent the interests of the priests and slums. To appease the Naga Empire, Rhea was appointed Minister of Trade. Months passed. The temporary council failed to dissolve. Whispers of foul play faded, and still the monsoons failed to return. And now, we are Tanya, a peasant 15 years old. Tanya sometimes catches word of what's happening in the other villages, and it's never good. Merchants arrive with rumors of open revolt, only to whisper hushed warnings about spies within the populace, watching and waiting for any sign of rebellion. However, Tanya's village has not seen any violence. Lakshmi, the noblewoman in charge of the farmlands, has run this village personally ever since the death of her husband. Her soldiers keep one half of the peace, and tradition keeps the other. In the midst of this, Tanya is about to be married. It is not long before her future, and that of her village, will be decided. Tanya grew up without any siblings. She is an only child. There have been times in her life when she felt strangely alone. Loner. Tanya never had many friends. Jui is one of the few people Tanya has ever been truly comfortable around. Intelligent. Tanya is a gifted, rational thinker. She is also literate, unusual for a peasant. I just want to point out that her friend is really Jui. Maybe her friend's from New York. Here's Radha. There you are. Why is it you always mope off alone when Jui's busy with work? Couldn't you find anyone else to amuse yourself with, instead of skittering off into some dark hole like a beetle? Who's Radha? The oldest woman in the village. She gives a lot of advice to a lot of people, and it's not always what people want to hear. Good morning to you too, Radha. No wonder you and my mother get along. I like how Radha's just sitting there smoking a hookah. That's funny. I was just doing some reading. I didn't want to do it in public because I knew Mistress Lakshmi was returning today. It's not good for you, you know. You are Jui. You've both got such small families, so you're going to need to have lots of friends to help with little crises once you've got your own households. I'll try, but somehow it never seems to work out for me. I've never been unfriendly to anybody. If they don't like me much, that's their problem. I'll be defiant. If you say so. Nobles, they like things real clean, simple. They like their peasants to do what they're supposed to, when they're supposed to, without any fuss. Because when things are bad, and they have been plenty bad lately, they like knowing that some little thing isn't going to be the fire that burns their fields to the ground. And when it comes to keeping us right, they aren't too subtle. You know, your parents wanted to talk to you. I think they've been looking for you all morning. That's never good news. If I'd known, I would have stayed hidden. I better go speak with them. They only both talk to me when it's important. You say that like you don't know why, didn't you ask? They said they wanted to tell you first, but I think we can both guess what this is going to be. Go on, Tanya. Don't keep them waiting. Father and mother. Tanya, there you are. We've got good news. Wonderful news. I know you weren't really looking forward to this day, but I think we've done as well as any parents could. Promising start. I'm listening. Father, I'm 15. You could just get to the point. We've arranged for you to marry Hanu, the merchant caste boy. If all goes well and Hanu comes into his heritage, you will one day be a merchant's wife. That's unbelievable. I've never heard of something like this happening before. The family agreed to marry their son to a peasant? And everyone's happy about this? Everyone in this village knows Hanu is a stupid, foul-tempered cretin. Why'd it have to be him? I knew it. I knew that would be the first thing out of the girl's mouth. As if his status didn't matter. As if a wife is powerless to change who her husband is. And no gratitude for the earth and sky we had to move to make this happen. Just the same stubborn rejection she would have given any man we picked. I am sick of this, Tanya. I am sick to death of this. So what, I'm supposed to thank you for betrothing me to the most unliked boy in the village? I'll just fall silent. You have no idea how hard we worked to ensure you a husband who might actually take you away from this village. You don't care how much the thought of marrying you to someone who might take you away to the city broke our hearts. But we did it, because times are getting harder. More and more villages are eating themselves, and we wanted to give you a way out. So if you don't like that way out just because the boy attached isn't the most sweetest-natured groom in the village, I don't want to hear about it. We already arranged things with the parents. Tomorrow morning we're bringing our dowry out of Lakshmi's vault. Between now and then, you are to go to Hanu and straighten out any possible enmity that might exist between the two of you. Be politer to him than you've been to your own parents. Tanya, I'm sorry. Don't apologize to her. Tanya, go. Your father and I need to talk. Okay. I guess we're gonna go find Hanu and talk to him. So, I heard your parents managed to get you betrothed to Hanu. Congratulations, Tanya. You really deserve this. Thanks. I'm going to assume that's a compliment. I don't know about that. I haven't spoken to him. What do you mean, we'll see? He's the best pick in the village, Tanya, and that's a hard fact. Hanu's not just a husband. He's a hand up into the next caste. He's your way out of a lifetime of hard work and starvation. If my parents had gotten me a marriage like that, I would have never stopped smiling. I'm not ungrateful, I'm just cautious. If you'd married Hanu, your current husband wouldn't have stopped smiling either. Can you please just leave me alone? I've got some things to do. Well, you're not grateful enough, that's for sure. This marriage is the greatest gift you'll ever get. Okay, so Hanu's gotta be around somewhere. Let's explore. Over here, perhaps. It's our buddy Jewy. Let's talk to Jewy. Hey, guess who's done with her chores? And guess who's wearing her I just watched a baby elephant die face?
You okay?
My family's engaged me to Hanu. They engaged me to Hanu. Hanu, can you believe it? I guess I am. I mean, I'm marrying a merchant caste boy. That's good, right?
What? Are you serious? I mean, I guess you should go talk with him, right? That's what your mother's going to tell you to do. Okay, just talk to me after, okay, please?
It's a villager. Alright, hang on a second. Where am I even going? Map! Oh my god, I'm a genius. Why did I not think of this before? Uncle, Naga Merchant, Deer, and Hanu. Okay, so I have to go all the friggin' way over there to get to Hanu. Guess we're gonna be walking for a little bit. Stables. Is that important, or is that just letting me know that I can click to go in there? Inside are the strongest, fastest horses in Bimra. You've never ridden a horse before. Cool. I gotta say, this little bobbing thing, it's not super great, because every time it bobs, it undoes the little conversation thing. Makes it kind of hard to click. Well, still got a couple weeks before release. I'm sure they can fix that. Hey, it's a Naga Merchant. There's the Naga Merchant's cart. Yeah, that's like super annoying. Let's talk to the Naga Merchant.
Eh?
Just saying hello. Anything I can help you with? You seem to be waiting for something. I don't know if you've noticed, but the village is terrified of you. Let's not say that, that's rude.
I'm early. I'm always early to my appointment with Lakshmi, and every time I stand outside waiting, I'm left alone. None of you people ever come near me. I wonder why.
We're afraid of you. Sorry. To be fair, you could tear one of us apart with your bare hands. We're usually just busy. Don't read too much into it. Let's be agreeable. Yeah, he lost respect for me with that.
Busy? I don't know why you're trying to spare my feelings, but I'm not sure I appreciate it. I need to know if they're afraid of me. If I don't, I won't be able to protect myself when the time comes. The thing about humans is that you love warriors for your leaders. The king and queen weren't warriors. They talked trade, peace, negotiations. The poorest and hungriest didn't want to hear that. They wanted murderers.
Is this about politics? We don't hear much about the city out here. I thought we were the poorest and hungriest. That's not how it works. We just want strong leaders.
The slums had a gang leader, Jaydeep. His men were killers and enforcers. Now the slums have made his gang a militia. He reports to another murderer, Ranveer, a priest who wants the innocent Naga refugees in the slums butchered. If you want to see real human leaders, look to them.
We just want people who get things done. Sometimes those people are like them. That can't be all the story, it's never that simple. You know, I've heard rumors about how Lakshmi's husband died.
Lately, it seems I'm learning more about humans than I ever wanted to. Was there anything you wanted? I've nothing much to sell you. Most of what's on my cart is for Lakshmi.
No, nothing. Got anything to read? My father's a toy maker. Perhaps you'd like to buy some to sell in the city. I'm just going to come out and ask. I want to take my chances in the city. Can you smuggle me in?
Some advice for you, human. Sometimes all you see is the thrill of a new opportunity, the promise of a new scene and a grander lifestyle. You never know just how beautiful safety is, until you've thrown it away.
I'm not convinced marrying Hanu is safe at all. I don't know if I believe in miserable safety as a lifestyle. Yeah, maybe you're right.
Your life, your decision, but I can't take you with me. The risks are too great, and the benefit non-existent.
Let's see if you've got anything to read. Nope, doesn't traffic in books. But he has treatises that he's giving me. That's cool of him. Anything else? Father's a toy maker. Would you like to buy some to sell in the city? I'd need to see one myself. I'll go get one. Ooh, optional side quest unlocked through dialogue. I like it. Mega points for that. Let's go get a toy from Dad. This conversation with Hanu can wait. Dude sounds like kind of a douche anyway. Let's be honest. Not gonna lie, this music's kind of catchy. I'm enjoying it. Let's talk to Dad. What's up, Pops? Tanya, I've spoken with Hanu myself. I know he isn't the gentlest soul or the kindest. Don't tell anyone I said this, but the plain truth is he's not half as smart as you are, either. But a wise man once said there's no such thing as a fair marriage. And in my eyes, there's not a single boy in this village worthy of you. At least Hanu's birth will give you opportunities. I appreciate that, Father. I know you do, and I know we made the right decision. 10 years from now, you'll look on this marriage as the best thing that's ever happened to you. Okay, that's cool, but can I get some toys? Carry on, Tanya. Be strong. Be proud. Okay. That's nice, but I want some toys. Give me some toys, Dad? Jeez. Oh my god. There's gotta be some way to get toys, right? Or maybe the game won't let me do it till I've spoken to Hanu? I don't know. Not quite sure what that's about. Might have just been like an oversight. Maybe the game expects you to have spoken to Hanu before you embark on that little side quest. Anyway, folks, we're just about out of time. I regret that I didn't get a chance to show you the combat or leveling or other aspects of this game, but you gotta admit, the dialogue's pretty cool, and this is a really intriguing setting. I personally am deeply curious to know where the game goes from here. Just to reiterate, Unrest will be available in just about 2 weeks. So you can go ahead and pick it up, and if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be available on Steam too, so that's pretty cool. I'll be doing a post just as soon as it's released on IndieRPGs.com. But that having been said, we're out of time. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I love it when you guys watch these. Please, by all means, thumbs up, add to favorites, subscribe, do all the things. And hey, maybe even leave a comment saying how you liked the episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.